Hey math friends, it's Mrs. Beals and I'm here to talk about fact families. Our rhyme for fact families is, it's a fact family, a family of facts. Three numbers are related when you add and subtract. So the way that I think about fact families is I think about my own family and how it's me and my brother and my parents. And I always think about me, since I'm the youngest, I always think about me as the small number like this 4. I always think of my brother as the bigger number since he's older. And I always think my parents as the largest number. In this problem, it's the sum. So the way that fact families work is it's just a way to mix up your numbers in any order with addition and subtraction to make equations that are true. So, for example, if I mixed up this 4 plus 6 equals 10 to a 6 plus 4 equals 10, well, that's still true, and I still used all 3 family members. In the same way, if I mix it up again and brought the 10 up here and made it 10 minus 6 equals 4, well, that's still true. 10 minus 6 does equal 4, and I still have all 3 family members. Again, if I mix it up a little more and do 10 minus 4 equals 6, well, that's still true. I have all 3 family members. So what's important to remember about fact families is it's the same 3 numbers, but you can't just mix them up any way you want. Whatever way you mix them, it has to be a true addition or subtraction sentence. For example, if I wrote 6 minus 10 equals 4, that's not true. Even though I still used all 3 numbers, 6 minus, I can't remember what I said now, 6 minus 4 isn't 10. That doesn't make sense. So it's got to make sense whatever you do. I'm going to show you an example. Here we go. So let's say I have the number 6, 8, and 2, and they tell me to start writing fact families. Well, first I'm going to think about my 2 addition, and then I'll think about my 2 subtraction. So, I don't want to write 6 plus 8 equals 2 because that's not true. I can write 6 plus 2 equals 8 because that is true. 6 plus 2 does equal 8. Okay? I can then flip-flop those numbers with the commutative property and write 2 plus 6 equals 8. And that's true because 2 plus 6 does equal 8. Now let's head over to subtraction. Let's say I'm mixing up the numbers and I do 2 minus 6 equals 8. Is that a correct fact family? No. Even though I used all 3 numbers, 2 minus 6 doesn't exist. That's not true. So I've got to erase that. And I've got to make a subtraction problem that's true. So I'm going to start with my 8 because that's my largest number. If I do 8 minus 6 equals 2, that's okay because 8 minus 6 does equal 2. And if I do 8 minus 2 equals 6, that's all right too because that problem is true as well. A lot of times, especially when we're testing, we have multiple choice. They will put choices that aren't true at all. You'll see things like 6 minus 2 equals 8. And that doesn't make any sense at all. 6 minus 2 doesn't equal 8. Now 6 plus 2 equals 8. Or they'll write something like 2 minus 6 equals 8. Well, that's not true. That can't be part of our fact family because 2 minus 6 doesn't equal 8. So whatever you write, you've got to make sure that it's using the 3 fact family numbers and that the equations that you're writing are actually true. They can't just go in any order. They have to actually be true equations that work out mathematically. Great job, friends.